Hello everyone, this is Roger. In this video, I will talk about the customization in ZWCAD, in which I will introduce customized user interface and style managers, which includes text style manager, dimension style manager, M-leader style manager, table style manager, multi-line style manager, line type manager, and line weight setting. First of all, I will introduce Customized User Interface. We also call it CUI. CUI is used to customizing ribbon panels, quick access toolbars, workspaces, and other user interface elements. You can customize the elements on the ribbon through CUI, such as ribbon tabs, panel, rows, and sub-rows. CUI provides ribbon structure that you can customize the ribbon and create new panels and tabs. You can customize commands to the custom panel. You can create and rearrange ribbon tabs through CUI. You can find CUI through Tools in the menu, then look for Customize, then click Customize Interface. Or through Manage on the ribbon and click Customize Interface. Or use shortcut key CUI to open Customize User Interface. Let's create a Saint customized ribbon as the image on the top right corner. In the opened Customized User Interface, first, we need to create a new tab. Expand ribbon on the left. Then, right-click tab. Click New tab. Here, we name the new tab as ZWSOFT. Next, we need to create a new panel. Right-click Panel, then New Panel. Right-click Panel can create new row, or we can right-click rows to create drop-down menu as well as sub-rows. Then we can start copying the commands from below and paste them to corresponding rows we need. This action can also be done by holding and dragging commands by left mouse button. After finish, we copy this new panel and paste it to the ZWSOFT tab we just created. Then select 2D Drafting and Annotation Default in Workspaces. Click Customize Workspace on the right. Now we are able to rearrange tabs on the ribbon and add the new tabs on the ribbon. Because the arrangement of the text on the ribbon determined by the order we select the tabs in here. So let's uncheck all tabs. Then we can check ZWSOFT tab first, followed by the rest. We can see first tab is ZWSOFT and followed by Home tab and etc. Click Done when finished selecting the tabs you need. Then click OK to finish. Now we can see the ribbon tags have been reorganized as what we just set up, and the ZWSOFT tag is put on the first tab with the commands we added. If you prefer to use classic workspace, you can also customize your toolbars. Input shortcut key CUI to open Customized User Interface. In Toolbar, we can right-click to create new toolbar. Let's name this as ZWSOFT. Then, we can start dragging commands to this toolbar. We can see the preview of this toolbar on the top right window. After finish, select ZWCAD Classic Workspace on the top. Then, click Customize Workspace on the right. Make sure the new toolbar, ZWSOFT, is checked. Then click Done and click OK. Now, we have our customized toolbar here. The next is Style Managers. Style Managers are used to manage properties of the commonly used objects, such as line, text, dimensions, etc. There are Text Style Manager, Dimension Style Manager, M-leader Style Manager, Table Style Manager, and Multi-line Style Manager. In Text Style Manager, you can create, rename, and delete your text styles. You can select true type fonts, or compile shape fonts for the text font in Text Style Manager. The TrueType fonts are located in C drive on the Windows folder and in Fonts folder in your computer, and the compile shape fonts are located in the Fonts folder under your ZWCAD installation path. When selecting the compile shape fonts, you can select a big font type as well for Asian language. You can manage the dimension styles through Dimension Style Manager. You can manage 7 properties of dimension when creating a new dimension style or modifying an existing dimension style, which are lines, symbols and arrows, text, feet, primary units, alternate units, and tolerance. You can set properties for dimension lines and extension lines in Lines tab. You can set properties for arrowheads of dimension, tick marks, and drop dimension in Symbols and Arrows tab. In Text tab, you can set text-related options for dimension text, such as text style, text color. In Fit tab, you can modify the text fit of the dimension style. You can select the fit method, scale for dimension feature, and text placement. In Primary Units tab, you can set such properties as unit format and precision and so on for linear dimension and angular dimension. You can create a temporary dimension style based on current dimension style with override in Dimension Style Manager. The overrides can be saved or cleared in Dimension Style Manager. And you can also compare 2 dimensions styles or display all properties of a dimension style through Compare in Dimension Style Manager. In Multi-Leader Style Manager, you can create new styles for multi-leader or modify an existing multi-leader style. You can set the general format of a multi-leader in Leader Format tab. In Leader Structure tab, you can set the structure of a multi-leader, including the leader points. The last tab is the content, where you can set the content type of a multi-leader as well as leader connection. The next is the Table Style Manager. You can create a new table style, modify an existing one, or delete the existing table style through Table Style Manager. You are able to set general properties for cell data. You can set text styles for cell data, and you can set your border styles for the table in Table Style Manager. In Multi-Line Style Manager, you can manage the multi-line style in use, or you can load customized.min file. And in Line Type Manager, you can adjust the scale for your line type, or you can load line type from the gallery. You can load different line types from the gallery, or you can browse to load.lin file to add external line type file to current drawing. In Line Weight setting, you can set the properties of the line weight and choose whether to display the line weight setting or not. Now, let's move to ZWCAD to go through these style managers. Click Format on the menu. You can find Text Style, Dimension Style, Table Style, Multi-Leader Style, Multi-Line Style here. I'll go to Tools tab on the ribbon. Look for Style Manager panel. You can see Style Managers in this panel. Let's check out Text Style Manager first. We can input shortcut key ST to open Text Style Manager. In Text Style Manager, you can either select an existing text style and modify it in below, or you can create a new text style by clicking New. Here we name the new style as ZWSOFT. Then click OK to finish. Now we have this text style called ZWSOFT. We can start modifying the settings for this text style. Here we can change the height of the text and width factor. You can see there is a preview window on the bottom left to show you how these settings affect the text style. We can also change the font for the text. You can select TrueType fonts or compile shape fonts for the text font in Text Style Manager. The TrueType fonts are located in C drive under Windows folder and in Fonts folder in your computer. Or you can select compile shape fonts, which are located in Fonts folder under your ZWCAD installation path. When you select the compile shape fonts, you can select a bit font type for Asian language. Let's select a bit font for the Chinese text and click OK to save this text style. Now, we can use this text style to create multi-line text. Here, I have input English as well as Chinese for bit font. If I go back to the Text Style Manager and change the bit font, then click Apply, only the Chinese font will be changed. If I change the font for the text to a TrueType font, the English font changes now, and the bit font is removed. And if I change to another TrueType font, the English font changes, and the Chinese font stays the same since there is no bit font. Next, let me input shortcut key D to open Dimension Style Manager. In Dimension Style Manager, you can rename or modify existing dimension styles, or you can create a new dimension style by clicking New. Enter a name for the new dimension style, and you can choose an existing dimension style to start with. The new style will be created based on your chosen dimension style. Click Continue to begin the settings. You can modify the following 7 properties of dimension style, which are lines, symbols and arrows, text, fit, primary units, alternate units, tolerance. In Lines tab, you can modify dimension lines, extension lines, and extension lines offset font. The preview window on the top right corner will show all your settings. For example, we can change the line time for the dimension lines to the dashed line, and we can change the line weight of our extension line. You can see the updated style on the preview window now. The next is symbols and arrows. Here you can change the arrowheads from the drop-down menu for both starting arrowhead as well as leader arrowhead. You can adjust a larger arrow size here, and you can change a different drop angle. In the Text tab, you can select the text style for dimension text. Then you can select the text placement for vertical dimension and horizontal dimension. For text orientation, you can choose whether to have the text aligned with line or horizontal. In the next tab, which is Fit, you can set the fit method for text and arrow. The default setting is fit either text or arrowheads inside. And you can set the text placement whether you want the text to be beside the dimension line, over the dimension line with leader, or over the dimension line without leader. You can set scale for dimension features. Check the box Annotative if you want the dimension annotation to be annotative, or select whether scale dimension to layout, or use overall scale of scale factor. Then in Primary Units tab, you can set such properties as unit format and precision and so on for linear dimension and angular dimension. For example, you can change your unit format for linear dimension from the drop-down menu to architectural, and set your unit format for angular dimension to degrees, minutes, seconds. As we went through some settings, now we can look at the preview window, and if everything looks good, we can click OK to finish settings. Now, we have this new dimension style created. We can use Override to duplicate a temporary dimension style. You can modify the settings for the override dimension style and click OK to finish settings. Let's change the use overall scale of scale factor to 2 for a larger scaled plan. With the override dimension style, you can create a duplicated dimension style with different settings and easily switch between the original one and the duplicated one. The override dimension style can be saved to replace the original style, or cleared to remove the duplicated style. Click in Compare can display all properties of a selected dimension style, or you can select two different dimension styles from the drop-down menu to compare the difference between them. Next, let's go to Multi-Leader Style Manager. You can input shortcut key MLS to open Multi-Leader Style Manager. Here you can modify existing multi-leader style or create a new style by clicking New. Similar to how we created new dimension style, we enter the name for the new multi-leader style and select an existing style to start with. Click Continue. In Modify Multi-Leader Style, there are three tabs, which are Leader Format, Leader Structure, and Content. In Leader Format, you can set the type of the leader among straight, spline, or none, and you can preview it from the window on the right. You can also set the arrowhead to a different symbol. In Leader Structure tab, you can set maximum leader points to a different value and set a different landing distance in landing settings. In the last tab, Content, you can set different text options, for example, your text style for multi-leader, text color, and text height, etc. There is an option for Leader Connect, where you can set the text placement from the drop-down menu. For example, we select bottom of top line, and we can see the difference from preview on the right. On the top, there is multi-leader type, where you can select your multi-leader type among M text, block, and none. If you select block, there are block options provided to select your source block, and you can change the color as well. Click OK when finished. Then you can click Set Current to set this style to use. And we can select the existing multi-leader and go to Annotate on the ribbon to switch to our newly created style. Now, let's talk about Table Style Manager. You can input shortcut key TS to open Table Style Manager. You can modify your existing table style or create new style by clicking New. Enter the name for the new style. Then you can select an existing style to start with. Click Continue to the next step where there are three properties provided. In General tab, you can set the field color for the table. In Text tab, you can change the text style, and you can change the color for the text. And in the Borders tab, you can set different line weight to the borders from the drop-down menu. You can also give different colors to different borders. For example, let's select red from color and click this icon to apply the setting to all the right side borders. Then select blue from color. Then click this icon to apply the setting to the bottom borders. Now we can see the colors from the preview window. Click OK when finished. We can select the existing table and go to Annotate on the ribbon to switch the table to our newly created table style. Let's move to the next one. You can input shortcut key MLST to open Multi-Line Style Manager. In Multi-Line Style Manager, you can create a new style, modify existing style, or load customize.min file. Click New to start creating a new style. Enter a name for the new style, then choose an existing style to start with, and click Continue. Here you can specify the line type, whether you want it to start with line, for example, and end with outer arc. After you finish your selection, you can click Add to add the line to your multi-line. You can see how many lines have been added to the elements. Select the line. You can set the offset value of each line. If I set offset to 1 for the first line, the second line remains 0, and the last one set to -1. Click OK. You can see the preview on the window below. And now we have finished creating this new multi-line style. Now, let's go to Line Type Manager. In Line Type Manager, you can manage the line type in use and load line type from the gallery. You can open Line Type Manager through Layer Properties. Find Line Type column, then click the line type of a layer. Or you can input shortcut key LT to open Line Type Manager. In Line Type Manager, you can choose a line type from the list to apply to the layer, or you can click Load to load extra line type to the list. For example, we can select Dashed and add to the list. Now we can select Dashed from the list. Click OK to apply the line type. Now the line type of this layer has been changed to dashed line. We can start drawing the grid lines with dashed lines. We can change the line type scale in Line Type Manager. Let's change it in current object scale. Now, if we draw these dashed lines, they are in different scales versus the previous ones. We can also change line type scale through Properties panel. Select the lines, then enter a number to change the line type scale. If you want to change scale for all the lines in the drawing, you can go to Line Type Manager, and in Global Scale Factor, you can change this number to apply this scale to all the lines in current drawing. For example, let me put 3 and click OK. Now, all line type scales are scaled by 3 times, and in Layer Properties Manager, you can set the line weight for each layer. Let me create a new layer first, so we have 2 layers to compare the difference. Now, find the line weight column and click the line weight of the layer. Here you can select the line weight for this layer. Let's choose 2 mm. Then we do the same thing for another layer, but let's choose 0.2 mm this time. Click OK to apply. Now, both layers have been applied with different line weights. You can click the icon on the status bar to show line weight. You can also input shortcut key LW to open line weight settings. In line weight settings, you can choose your default line weight, and you can also select a line weight from the list on the left. If I select 1 mm from the list and click OK. Now, if I draw a line, this line will have 1 mm line weight. Now, we have finished customization. Thank you for watching.